Hey guys, so based on what you're currently experiencing, pick a deck. Those of you that are finding it difficult to work through those challenging feelings that come with heartbreak, this would be the deck for you. The cards are absolutely gorgeous. I read the definition from the book. Really powerful messages and an action for you to take. So yeah, this would be the deck for those of you that are needing some guidance as to how to best work through those difficult emotions. Those of you that are in love, new love, or existing, for some time, you want to know if it's going to stand the length of time. This would be the deck for you. The artwork on these is extraordinary. I mean, I can work with one card for an entire reading. I get so much guidance, really able to tap into the energy of those that I'm connecting with. The actual artwork just jumps out at me, and those messages come and flow really smoothly. So that would be the deck for you. And those of you that want to know what's going on with your career, or whether you're going to find a job, how if finances are a little bit unstable, feel a little bit unsafe right now, and want some guidance on what's the best practice for you to be well prepared, this is the deck for you. These are simple oracle messages, but with the energy that I tune into, I'm really able to elaborate on those for you too. So I hope that helps. I'm going to timestamp below, obviously, so feel free to just navigate to the portion of the reading that best describes your situation. Okay, let's get into it. Hey Cancer, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. So tell me guys, how is everyone feeling this week? What's the vibe like? What brings you here today? What is it that you're working through? Drop a comment in the comment section. I'd love to know. It helps me connect with your energy. And where are you viewing from? Which part of the world? Who am I connecting with? Always really interested to know that. Thank you to those of you that have subscribed and that continue to support me. I so appreciate you. And if you're new to the channel, share the love, guys. Hit that subscribe button. It really helps the channel. And it also, and the notifications bell, because I'll be doing live readings soon, and I'll be putting posts up on the community page, so you can get notified when the live readings are on and get a live reading. All right, Cancer. So I'm going to start off with those of you experiencing heartbreak. And guys, I will be timestamping below, so you can feel free to go straight to the portion of the, video that best suits you. So those of you experiencing heartbreak, Cancer, what's going on? Wow, okay. I'm feeling that a lot of what you're experiencing is sitting right in the pit of your stomach. It's almost like a dread. It's one of those feelings, that feeling you get when you wake up in the morning and your mind is clear, and then all of a sudden the reality starts crashing down on you, and you feel it just like a big lead ball dropping in the pit of your stomach as reality hits you, and thinking about how you're going to put on that face, put on that mask to get you through that day, and show up, get on with work, get on with your day-to-day responsibilities, and by the end of the day you feel completely depleted. There is a huge void within you, and it consumes you, and that's when you can just be. That's when you can really experience those emotions, allow them to take up space within you. A lot of you may be at that point where you're really starting to think about, it's becoming increasingly exhausting to accept what's happened, to overcome it to move forward. You may want to move forward, but you also don't want to forget. And it's one of those things where you at the very least want to be able to, I would say, regulate your emotions so that you can think of logical approaches forward, so that you can keep progressing and you don't feel that you're stuck in this situation, this limbo that you're in. So I hope that helps so far. So let's have a look and see what message does Spirit have for you at this time. What message does Spirit have for you? And it's just popping out. All right, Cancer. Patience. Well, this is the thing. Like I said, a lot of you have reached the point where you don't particularly want to stay here. You may not want to let go yet. You may not be ready. A lot of you may still be holding on to hope that this could turn around. And for those of you that aren't, you're not ready to forget. You're not ready to accept what's happened, and you're not ready to move forward, but you don't want to feel this way, and you don't like the way it's impacting your day-to-day life in general, and the way you feel, the depletion, that weight. It feels like your energy is like it's dragging you down, right? So I'm getting this feeling that, shoulders back, deep breath in. The minute you put your shoulders back, you take a deep breath in, you fix your posture, that tells your body that you're in no threat. It really changes the chemicals that are released in the body, and it puts you in a different mindset. So this is the card Patience, guys. The ring light is really reflecting off this. I hope it's not too bad. Let me bring it back. So Patience, so it's the number 23, and it breaks down to the number 5. And the number 5 is about uncertainty. That's how I view the number 5. It is about challenges and uncertainty. It could be uncertainty that comes with excitement. It could be with uncertainty that comes with unwanted change. Whatever the case might be, it's asking and calling for you to really draw on and exercise different approaches outside of your comfort zone, right? It's asking you to really weigh in and check in on your character. So that's what the number 5 in this particular reading is telling me. So let's read the definition from the book, because guys, these cards come with beautiful definitions and actions, and then we'll pull a couple of cards to break that down. All right, 23. No, it's not that one. It's here. Patience. You must develop patience in all areas of your life. Don't we know that? Patience does not mean that you give up and do nothing. On the contrary, you need to be aware of several aspects of the circumstance that you are facing. Patience requires you to stop pushing, rushing, and creating potentially explosive situations. Instead, it asks you to see the bigger picture and become aware of the ingredients that might be missing. If you are impatient with a particular person, instead give them space. Avoid jumping to conclusions and making up dramatic stories about a person or a situation without being aware of all the details. You have an opportunity to let go of judgment. Always look for the truth of the situation, not what someone is saying or doing, but why. Not what someone is saying or doing, but why. Very good point. Patience can also be connected to a health condition you are recovering from, a new diet or an exercise program you have embarked on, or a new course of study you may have begun. So the action for this is focus on one thing at a time. Say to yourself, accept what is without judgment. I am willing to practice patience and presence. Breathe slowly and deeply while focusing on what is. Be aware of the air hitting your nostrils and lungs. Soften and relax. Be the explorer of the present moment. Discover what is magical, beautiful, and serene in this moment. If you are feeling unwell or stressed, just allow yourself to explore these feelings with the awareness that they will pass. Okay, Cancer. So it's that word is really highlighted. Acceptance has been highlighted in this a few times. And I'm going to hold this up. And again, the ring light is probably... So you can feel free to take a screenshot of that if you like, so you can refer back to it. But what I'm getting here is that, you know, there is a sense of panic that could lead you to reach out and react. And it may be very well warranted. But think about how your approach or your impulsiveness, how that measures up to the person you want to be. So think about the outcome of how that could make you feel, regardless of how the other person responds to you, whether you're looking for an explanation because you've been done wrong by, right? And you need an explanation and you deserve to know. And you don't feel that you were, you may feel that you were taken advantage of. Take a moment and just think about whether, regardless of what their response will be, at the end of that conversation, how will you feel about yourself? And if you feel that you can show up in a way that really upholds who you are and the person you want to be, that makes you feel that you can sleep well at night, then absolutely go ahead. The other thing I'm getting from this is that, you know, it's really, it is one of those things where, like I said, there's that push and pull. You want to move forward, but you still feel that there's a need for closure here. That's what I'm getting. And, you know, it says avoid jumping to conclusions and making up dramatic stories about a person or a situation. Just be careful of what the reality of the circumstances actually are. So if there are gaps in the story because you haven't been told or things have been withheld from you, be careful that you're not connecting the dots in a way that helps you understand and process what's happening. And it's important to just focus on those feelings and being able to experience those feelings of discomfort, and at the same time be able to, I guess, find ways that will help take the edge off those, focusing on that present moment rather than what happened and what could have been. This week could potentially really help you rise above it. This week, at some point, those answers may come. This discussion might happen, you know, but this is just for this week as you're working through those challenging feelings. Now let's draw out a card and see if there's any other messages Spirit has for you on that. Okay, so there's one that flipped and I'm going to take that one. Yeah, so this is, oh, there's two. And oh my gosh, there is an amazing, okay, good news. This week, providing that, you know, you're able to regulate those emotions and able to show up in a way where you release that valve and you don't feel like you're carrying this humongous weight of which is that pain and hurt from what you're experiencing through this breakup. You know, Spirit is saying that you actually have all the knowledge, you have all the strength, everything you need to move forward from this. And you may potentially already know that, but Spirit is saying to you, pay attention, you know, dig deep into what your gifts are, dig deep into what you have, what you've gained from your past experiences, you know, the wisdom that you have as to which direction you need to direct yourself in, which avenue to take. It's one of those situations, Cancer, where, you know, you may know which way you want to go, but for some reason you're holding back because you're still feeling a little bit raw. Telling yourself that I know I have what I need to choose the direction that's best for me, and I will draw on that when I'm ready. It gives you power, right? It puts the control back into your self, into your energy, right? As soon as you're able to do that, Spirit's message is there's an amazing new beginning that offers a lot of stability. It creates change in your physical environment. You will notice a huge uplift in your day-to-day life. Perhaps you'll realize that, you know what, if there was a potential for you to reconcile, maybe you'll decide that I actually now in hindsight feel that I was putting up with a lot that I shouldn't have, that weren't right, that wasn't right for me. It was, this situation didn't draw the best of me or out of me. I wasn't showing up in a way that I felt good about myself. Others of you may find that through that experience you really level up, and it causes that energetic pull, the magnetism for the other person to approach with a new opportunity. So that's entirely up to you. All right, Cancer, I'm going to wrap it up here. I'm going to move on to the next deck for those of you that are looking to explore a current love situation. We're at 14 minutes. I'll timestamp it at 14. Okay, bye. Now, for those of you that have chosen love, maybe you've got new love in your life and you want to know, is this a real deal? Are they who they say they are? Perhaps you're in a relationship and you kind of feel, I'm already getting Cancer, that you're kind of feeling a little bit like hot coals under your feet. You're ready to move forward with this. You want to deepen the connection, and it seems to have kind of halted at this stage or phase where you're not getting the same hit of dopamine. Those chemicals aren't quite the honeymoon period seems to be fading a little bit, and you want to continue to maintain that dreamy state that you get at the beginning of a relationship. Because it's starting to peter out a bit, maybe you're thinking, what if it gets boring? What if they're not interested? That means that they're not interested anymore. What if this goes in a direction that, I don't want it to go in? How can I maintain that excitement, that passion, but at the same time deepen the connection and find comfort in it? Because the beginning phases of seeing someone or relationship can be extremely stressful, right? A lot of anxious feelings surround that as well, mixed with excitement. So you want that to go where there is that uncertainty as to whether or not it's heading somewhere, and you want to kind of ground that now and make it a little bit more, make it a bit deeper, but at the same time you're not ready to let go of that honeymoon period. So let's have a look and see what the message is for you on that. So perhaps you're thinking, there's this, I don't know, I wouldn't call it boredom, I would call it meh. It's so good, they're so nice, but at the same time that excitement seems to be gone. I can't find any other words to suit that. Simple acts of kindness is what you got. Kindness energizes you and brings happiness to those around you. Boom. Okay. So I'm going to hold that up, and the ring light is really reflecting off that. I hope you can see it. Zoom in, guys. I don't know if you can. Right? I'll hold it up. Hopefully that's okay. And what I'm getting here is, I'm looking at this card, and you've actually drawn the number 5. This card is the number 5, and number 5 is about uncertainty, right? That this is how I view the number 5. They say number 5 is about challenges, but for me, the number 5, especially today and in this reading for your sign, I'm getting that the number 5 is just the unknown and those uncomfortable feelings that we get when we don't know, when we can't predict a way forward. It's new, it's different, it's unpredictable. It causes a little bit of instability in your sense of security and safety, and so you might be feeling challenged by it. So you really want to reach a state of homeostasis, right? You really want to reach that state where you're feeling there is some element of consistency and there's some element of predictability in this. So you might be still at that stage with this person that you think, are they going to call? Why haven't they messaged? So that what does that mean? Why are they taking so long? And you're ready to let that go. At the same time though, you've gone through that phase where that that excitement, like I said, was initially there, and now you're really ready to just take it to that next step, deepen that connection, right? And the way Spirit is saying this week, if you really, really want to take those steps into deepening the connection, those simple acts of kindness will draw out certain characteristics in the other person that could be very endearing, that really cultivate that warmth inside you, that really cultivate those warm and fuzzy feelings that we get, right? Kindness energizes you and brings happiness to those around you. So the more positive feedback you get, the more you will develop that sense of wanting to give more of those acts of kindness. It doesn't have to be elaborate, okay? Just something that comes that is unique to you, that is a unique gift that makes you who you are and that makes you stand apart from others. These are the things that will draw this person to recognize how you are different to others, and they will express that. And with that, deepens the connection, right? So let's pull out a couple of cards. Let's see what cards come up to break that down. So, sorry, too many fell out. Let me just pull out another one. That's too many again. Okay, one more shuffle. We just need one card. We just need one or two cards. Okay, we have it. We've got 3. Let's take them. I'm feeling it. So yeah, it's time to move forward. I mean, you've pulled the Chariot, Cancer, your card. So yeah, it's really time to move forward. You are entering a new level in your love life. This is going to be an experience in love that you've never had before. The universe is blessing you with a different approach to love. Perhaps this is one of those scenarios where you realize that love can come in so many different forms. We love differently, each person, and the love might be just as intense, but it comes in so many different forms. We don't love two people the same way. So this is one of those situations where I feel that you're really starting to recognize that, and you're starting to be more open to different forms of love and different forms of, I guess, the dynamics or love languages and how others operate. It's really opening you up, broadening your perspective. It's teaching you more about yourself. The energy is absolutely beautiful, and this is what's coming this week, this opportunity for you to recognize it. When you recognize that, Cancer, the message is so powerful. There's a beautiful healing energy. This is the kind of experience in love that you really needed to heal and move on from past heartbreak, right? It really helps you shut that door, put closure to whatever was lingering around, you know, any kind of bad juju that was attached to you from previous love, right? And depending on how you choose to, if you really choose to lean into that and let it go and look into the future and move forward, you know, that will determine your karma. That will determine your karma for the years to come. Not only that, its karma has been restored. Stability has been found. So that's what I'm getting for you guys. Absolutely gorgeous. I hope that helps. Drop a comment below if this is your story. I got really good vibes from this reading. And I'll see you for your next lot of readings. All right, Cancer, we're moving on to finance. What's going on with the money? What are you guys experiencing right now? Some of you might be thinking about a side hustle, I'm getting, or something to make a bit of extra money. You're saving for something. This is who I'm connecting with right now. I'm also getting the feeling that there's this energy of not giving up per se. It's just like an unwillingness to accept that this is it for you. You know, you have dreams, you have things you want to experience. Maybe it's buying a particular house, maybe it's traveling, maybe it's having a little bit more flexibility from an increased income to decorate your home in a way that really represents who you are. Bottom line is, a lot of you are thinking about how your finances will improve your day-to-day life, will create experiences that allow you to do things that bring you more joy. I feel that those of you that I'm connecting with feel that you can't really create moments that you feel really passionate and joyous about because you don't have the funds to put behind it. That, you know, there are certain things you would like to see in your home or in your environment, but that actually represent who you are and make you feel really at home. They're an extension of yourself, but you're limited on how you can develop those. And so there's a dreamy quality about this as well as to what the future brings. And there's also a fear that you may not be able to ever experience that. So let's have a look and see what Spirit's got for you when it comes to this. Too many cards, guys. So what's the message for Cancer this week? What's the message for Cancer? Oh my gosh. I'm getting the message that it's like money's just been bleeding out everywhere. So many expenses, like you can't seem to stick to a budget. It's not one of those things like you save a little bit and then the money's gone. Banish slave words from your vocabulary. Should, must, ought, have to. Choose to do what needs to be done. I'm going to read that again. Banish slave words from your vocabulary. Should, must, ought, have to, and choose to do what needs to be done. That is an extraordinary message for you when it comes to finance. This is about facing the reality and not letting a slave mindset sabotage your progress, right? This is about, you are a slave. The value we put value on money, let's say. It has so much power over you at the moment. Spirit is telling you, release the amount of power it has on you. Do view it as transactional. You know, don't hold on to it too tightly. It's there to be given and things to be returned. It's a transactional thing. Holding on to it too tightly doesn't allow for an energy exchange, doesn't allow for more to come in. So it's about releasing that control a little bit and, you know, really paying attention to your language, to what you're telling yourself. You know, I should have this much money by now. I should have accomplished this. You know, I must do this first before I can do this because I have to freaking pay my bills. And that's just the way it is. Like, I can't catch a break. Every time I want to do something or I want to put money towards something, it's something that else pops up and I have to pay for it. I ought to be putting my money towards this. Those anxious feelings that come with spending money on things that you perceive you shouldn't be spending money on because you have other responsibilities. So guilt, that's another thing, and how what you have to put your money towards. So all of that is really creating, it's really holding you. It's holding you back. You know, and I have been there. I know what that's like. And I think that things really changed when I was able to say, I'm so lucky I had this money to pay for repairs. I'm so happy that I have the money to pay my bills on time. You know, I'm so happy that I'm able to buy the kind of food that I wasn't able to buy, you know, 10 or 15 years ago. And the more I saw how blessed I was in which ways, the more I was able to free up my mind to think about opportunities that could bring me more money, right? I hope that helps. just from personal experience. So I'm holding up the card for you. I can't even tell if you can see that. The ring light is so freaking bright. Hopefully you can. And I'm going to pull out a couple more cards to break this down for you for a final message this week. Right, okay, keep working. This is like, this is beautiful. Keep focused on your goal. Think about the control you have. Final message, think about the control you currently have over money and how much value you put on it. Release that control. View it as something that is meant to be let go of and is quite transactional. Think about how many things having what you have allows you to accomplish that you otherwise wouldn't, right? So it's about thinking about, you know, what you can accomplish. That really frees up your mind, and then focus all your energy on creating the lifestyle you want to create. There may not be movement immediately, Cancer. Have patience. The more you exercise this, the more opportunities will open for you. So I hope you found that helpful today, guys. Drop a comment below if it resonates. Thank you for being part of my community. Totally appreciate you. And I'll see you for your next lot of readings.